When you get Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto, Uranus up in the midheaven means unconventional careers. It's going to destabilize your sense of honor or respect. You're not going to get normal respect. You're going to break away from here, or this isn't going to be there. There's shocks with your dad. There's instabilities. There's a breaking away from things and trying to break through to be innovative and different. But even to be different, it happens because you're not fitting into the norm, or you would have taken the norm. So the excitability, it can make someone have 1,000 jobs. It can make someone else have a very eccentric job. And that can be very different, but it's certainly not normal or stable. It can change. And that may be quite content within a person, but when they're in a relationship, but they're trying to do things like that, it's going to show. So it's not the identity, it's the status. There's an insecurity about status. So someone has an insecurity about status, they're either going to be very radical and break away, or they're going to be really insecure and try and buy all the insurance and be overcautious to try and deal with the changes and the excitements to manage it. Normally, you'd expect something innovative. They're not fitting into the normal structure. They have to break away a certain amount, or people will break away from them. So as an employer, as a father, in relating to employers or parents, that anxiety will always be there. Then they have to work with that. But if it hits the, someone could have that and they just get a job and they have to keep moving. Someone could be in the military, right, seemingly very stable in a job, but the families had to move every 2 years to different places just to go along with the career. A lot of instability with that. So many ways this can show up. I'm just trying to point out the value of stopping each angle and using it. And we've spent a long time going through the rising, setting, above, below. So we've really accentuated the angles and the understanding of them. Anytime you're doubting, you just look at the quadrant before and the quadrant after, and you get the sense of what the planet is between it. The angle is between it. So Neptune is going to make nothing as it seems, very dreamy jobs, or very pathetic jobs, or just working jobs. It's going to weaken the ambition. It can make someone really socially conscious, or very dedicated, over-dedicated. But that's not normal in business. A person's over-dedicated can be suckered, or they're naive, or they put all this energy out. What do they get out of it? They build up something, they may not get paid for it, or whatever. So like Neptune has many temptations around status and career. So you got position of authority. Do you sell out? Are you honest? Do you take care of everybody? Are you sincere? Or are you easily tempted one way or another to make a better deal? So the faith, the belief in yourself, when it's clear, boy, it makes it easy to get accomplishment and respect. When it gets the slightest bit tended, it gets hugely tainted, and you get all kinds of scandals and things. So you're confused about where you fit in the world. But when you have that aspect, when you were born, your parents didn't know what you were going to do or what they were going to do with you anyways. That confusion was there between the parents. And so you have the aloneness or confusion because of that. You go in the world and you project that out and you attract that until you learn to stop feeding the aspects and start getting centered in your life, turning your chart inward. So the horrors out in the world, they're all there because they're supposed to make us not be watching all the gossip or false news or whatever, and listen to their inner depth and not get pulled out into just the hearsay. But status is really about position, working with people, dealing with masses of people, running in positions, affecting different people. And we all have a sense of status, for better or worse. Even a person living on the street can have a sense of status, but they may have been big at one time, or they may have lost everything. There's some story around it. Neptune causes these confusions, these incredible stories or temptations or great visions, but when it's a socially conscious thing, it can be very dedicated and work very well. But still there's a gullibility of setting things up and not paying for it enough, of not grounding it properly. Okay. When you get Pluto, it's going to be control for authority, control for status. You're going to fight for it. You're going to control. You're going to feel harsh battles with authority. You almost had to fight your dad all the time, and because you did that, you were able to fight the world. And once you're in control of things, you're going to be very strong and holding on to authority, a little severe and not necessarily compassionate. Real tough. But it can run across strong battles from other people too. It depends how truthful you are. Or it can apply a job working with really something harsh, something really strong. I knew this artist. She was a sculptor. She was a tiny little lady, but her hands were like double the size. She has huge hands, and she made huge sculptures. She made stones and big sculptures, and she was very successful. And she had like power. Someone else could have power, standing in politics or fighting things. It's just so many ways out of your world you can rise to power. But with Pluto, it's not going to come. You're not going to get a break. You're going to have to prove you can do it. So I don't know, because I'm dealing with these fast, they seem a little extreme. And whenever there's one there, it takes time to think about it so you can get to the good and the bad and the good aspects, and the good or bad way to use each planet.